Okay, today we're going to be doing the basic pedicure, and we're also going to highlight some spa features if you want to add. The tools that we're going to be using today are our wood stick and nail file, pumice stone, buffer. We also have a metal pusher, just in case the clients has a lot of dead skin, dead dry skin on the nail plate. We may have to upgrade from the wood stick to a metal pusher. And we also have a nipper for clipping the nails. Okay, so the first step we want to do when we're doing our clients pedicure is to make sure that the feet are nice and sanitized. So we're going to be using our foot bath today to soak our client's feet. All right, you want to check your client's feet before they put them in the water, just to make sure that all toenails are healthy. We also want to check the water to make sure that it's not too hot, all right, before we put our client's toes in the water. Okay, so first we want to start with cleaning the nail. All right, so we have a towel on our legs protecting our clothes, and we want to make sure that every time we take the client's foot out of the water, we are drying the foot. We never want to let the clients sit around with a wet foot. That means it'll be cold eventually. All right. We also want to make sure that we remove any polish or gel polish or anything of that nature from the toes before we begin the pedicure. So every time you pull the client's foot out of the water, make sure you dry it off. You never want to leave the client's foot or leg wet because it'll make it cold. Even if the client does not have any polish on their toes, you still want to make sure that you clean the nail plate. All right. Gloves are not mandatory, but it's always safe to use gloves when doing a pedicure. Your next step after removing the polish is to file the toenails. And with the toenails, you can go straight in with the seesaw method. It doesn't have to be corner to center like the nails. All toenails should be square unless the client requests something different. Okay. Also, ask your client if they want their toenails cut. Sometimes clients do not want their toenails cut. Please make sure you ask them first. If they want their toenails cut, make sure that you cut them starting from corner to center, just so that to make sure that you can keep them even. All right. After you have filed the toenails, you can place the first foot back in the water and do the same with the second foot. Okay. After filing the nails, you can then work on the cuticle maintenance, which is applying cuticle softener to each toe and kind of rubbing it in a little bit. This is going to break down the dead and dry skin on the nail and allow you to scrape it off. If your client has a lot of dead and dry skin on the toenail, you will want to use the metal pusher. If not, you can use the wood stick. Be sure to push the cuticle area down to the epinecium and clean under your client's hyponychium of the toenail. Next, you'll want to make sure that you nip all the dead skin off of the client's toenails. Sometimes you will have a client that does not have any dead and dry skin, which is great. So that means you have less to nip. But you always want to use your nipper just to glide around the client's cuticle, even if they don't have a lot of dead and dry skin, just to make sure that there's nothing there, something that you really can't see, or something that you missed while scraping. Your clients will have an issue if you do the complete pedicure and do not do this step. Okay. Then, after you nip those cuticles, you will return this foot back to the water and do the same on the next foot. After you nip the cuticles, you want to slightly buff the nail to remove any cuticle that may be still stuck to the nail plate. You want to make sure that the nail plate is nice and smooth before you polish. After you buff, return that foot back to the water and do the same thing on the next foot. After that foot, it's now time for the bottom of the foot, in which you can use a light pumice or a foot file to file and buff the foot. I usually take a little bit of callus softener and put it on the foot, cuticle remover, and buff the foot. Make sure you hold the client's ankle here to keep her from kicking you. You want to hold your pumice tight and only buff at the calloused areas of the client's foot, which should be the heel and the sole of the foot. Do not buff in the center of the foot. There's no bones there. There should be no calluses there. So hold the foot tight, buff here, and buff there. Now this pretty much concludes the pedicure procedure. However, now is the time for you to add any additional products like callus softener, foot scrub, foot mask, if you want to move forward with any type of spa services. So if my client wanted to do callus treatment, I would use callus treatment on this pumice and buff it again. The callus treatment is an acid that's going to break down any calluses on the foot, so be sure to only use it on the calloused areas. If you put the callus treatment on the foot, you can let that sit, not back in the water, maybe on the side. Right here, we're going to sit it on the top so they can penetrate to her skin and break down the callus. We will then repeat that step on the next foot. After the callus remover has broken down the callus on the foot, you can then use your pumice and buff it again. Be careful not to get the callus remover on the towel or on your skin, because it will penetrate actually through this towel, penetrate through your clothes. If it gets on your skin, it will burn. So you want to make sure that it stays on this pumice stone and you use these gloves while you're using that callus treatment. It is acid, it will burn. After you're done that, this can sit in the water or it can go straight in the trash. Sometimes nail techs want to reuse it again after the whole procedure. It's your option whether you want to trash it at this time or put it in the water. If clients want to move forward with the spa pedicure, they have a foot scrub. Most foot scrubs have little granules. This one is a sugar scrub, so the granules melt fast. It's not that abrasive to the foot. But after your callus treatment, you want to take this and rub it on the client's foot. And this is only for spa services. If your client is not getting a spa service, then you will do the regular foot massage after you pumice the calluses on the feet. If clients are getting a spa, you will do the scrub first, put it back in the water, and repeat that on the next foot. The next step to a spa is a foot mask or a leg mask we like to use, because we use the mask on the client's leg. Okay. We wrap the leg then in a hot towel, and then we put paraffin on the client's foot. Okay. After you wrap the leg in a hot towel and the paraffin on the foot, you repeat that step on the next leg. Every pedicure should end with a great massage. You want to make sure you heat up your lotions and do your effleurage, which is the light gliding strokes, moving your lotion, oil, or massage butter around. You want to do the petrissage, which is the kneading motion in the middle of the client's foot, your palm to palm. Okay. Some people do a light effleurage again. You'll see some people kind of smack the leg to do a tapotement, but the nice gliding strokes is good enough. You can also shake and rock each toe. So that concludes the pedicure procedure. You will now polish your client's toenails with either the gel polish or regular polish.